Tony, if you had been told before the game that your guys would go 9 for 22 from the line and 4 for 14 on three-pointers, would you have liked your chances in this one?
Depends how good our defense would have been. So I'll hedge my bet. Ironically, we do a little free throw challenge game at the end of a lot of practices, and yesterday was the first time all year that every guy made every free throw. So I told him after the game, I said, don't do that anymore. Just miss one or two, and because everyone hit their free throws in a pressure situation or a challenge situation. But yeah, that was tough. You keep working on it. But I think our defense did hold us in there while we were recovering, and there were some big plays. And I do want to say I thought John did a good job having his team ready. He's a good young coach. You can see it. And he got his team to respond, and they ran tricky stuff. And it was hard for us. And, when you have a young team like he does, of course they're talented, but that's a lot, and he's putting the pieces together well. But I thought our guys stepped up. Armand played a terrific game, and he had a broken nose or 2 days ago in practice or a cracked nose. And so I thought he showed some great toughness to respond as he did.
Tony, Kihei Filipowski has been probably the most consistent, maybe player in the league, if not freshman. You guys held him without a point.
Oh, wow.
That was our reaction, too. What did you guys do so well against him?
Yeah, I mean, threw a trap at him at times and just had guys try to wall him up, stay in front. And whenever you play against good players and, pick your poison, but they have to earn. And I don't think he got too many clean looks. I don't even know if he got a rhythm three. Well, he only took one. But, we just tried to play as hard as we can and made him earn his looks. And they got some other stuff, and I think they used him well when he wasn't, to bait us out, and they got in the lane. Points in the paint, so 24. But he's young. I mean, that inexperience shows at times, but he's good, really good, and he plays hard, which I respect.
You guys forced a season high 22 turnovers. Kind of what went into that, and getting their hands on the balls and
yeah. Well, the crowd helped in that one. It was wild in here, and we love that. And a couple shot clock violations, and it's good stuff. Just guys locked in and guarding the ball well, active with the hands, picked up some charges and knocked some away, and again had some issues early handling their run-up flat ball screens or twists. Again, that's good stuff they run, and maybe got us once late. But I thought we tightened that up and then just, again, made them try to play over the top and try to protect the lane to the best of our abilities. But, it was a lively atmosphere for sure.
Tony, how did the officials explain to you what they ruled on the end of regulation sequence?
I don't know. I was trying to make my point while they were watching the replay. That's like when your kid's annoying you and you're like, just shut up, leave me alone, I'll get to you later. And I kept trying to say, hey, because we have the advantage of seeing the replay, and boy, Reese got it. Looked to me like a good block on it. I would assume that the time ran out or the foul was after us, so I didn't see it. Ryan, I wish he would have did a great job for us defensively. He just let him get backdoor. We guarded the action, and then that cut. But I didn't get an official, once they said no basket. And our staff was saying, no, that shot clock went out. They weren't too worried. But until I saw the call, that's what I wanted to see. What'd you think? So it's close, right? It's bang, bang. We'll take it.
Coach, there was a period in the second half where Duke was going spread ball screen with Tyrese Proctor, and you guys had Poppy on the floor, and then you put Ryan in.
Yep.
What does he give you in guarding ball screens and just being active?
Quickness and mobility. We needed that because we weren't up to the level of the screen. Sometimes our guards weren't on the same page, and it got loud, and we couldn't hear calls. But I thought we needed some quickness and mobility, and Ryan certainly provided that. And again, I thought Ben guarded well too once he got squared away. So. That's what it took because Roach is so good, and I think him following out was obviously significant for them and for us.
Yeah, Tony, in a game like this, it really seemed like guys just kind of had waves of moments for them. Ben Vanderplas, obviously, a rough start and then kind of settled in, like you said. Ryan Dunn had some moments there. What does it say that the guys can just kind of put away some of the past mistakes and kind of refocus and get going? Yeah,
that's you have to be able to do that. It's just you got to find different ways to win, and even through games, the ability to kind of wash out. And I thought, Kihei and Reese, they did some things that looked like we made some great play calls, but it was just them improvising, looking at a couple back doors and playing the game and understanding that. And that's where experience and playing together a lot of years and minutes made a difference. But that is, the ability to the next play and lock in. And Ryan was, he was a little discouraged because it was a breakdown here or there, but I thought he did what he had to do. And again, guys made plays, different guys at different time, and it was great to see Armand, step up like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Kihei, his decision-making on drives for layups. How did that help you guys, especially down the stretch?
His quickness, they were mixing up their coverages. Sometimes they'd switch the ball screens, sometimes they didn't. And so we were trying to just cause some indecision at the point of the screen. And Kihei was quick, and he was finishing today, and again, made some plays when we needed to get back in the game. So we tried to open the court a little for him and just use different things. But again, his experience showed, and he played a heck of a game too. I'm talking about Armand, but certainly would mention him as well.
Tony, the small lineup has been working for you
Yep.
well. If there's ever a team that's going to be a challenge against, it's Duke with their size. And your big guys got into foul trouble. How did you manage to survive?
Well, I think Ryan, because he's long and athletic, he went up and rebounded higher than any of our guys can, and that makes a difference. The guards had to rebound tough. Ben's a good defensive rebounder, and again, it just it was the group that we kind of been going with these last 8, 9, 10 games, and it doesn't mean Caden won't get opportunities or, if we get in foul trouble, or the same thing with Poppy. But the game, if you're in good position, you block out, you can overcome that, and then offensively you get some advantages you might not have. So there's, again, a trend the way the game's going, but there's times, as I saw in the last game, you need rim protection, and you need, our rim protection was a little more taking charges today, and then at the end, a block by Reese, whether it was called or not. But, so it was just one of those games where guys figured it out, and it looked like the mobility, because Philipowski could separate. We needed quickness on him. We needed to be up to the screens. And then I thought Jaden Gardner was mobile, too, when he was guarding at the end.
Tony, I asked you, I think, last game about the physical shots that Reese Beekman is hitting, drives to the basket. This game, a lot of fouls called, and he got one foul.
Yeah.
How has he learned, as he gotten older, to be a physical defender without fouling?
Oh, that, yeah. I thought you were talking about him. We left some points on the board, obviously at the free throw line, and some of our drives, we were there, and we just couldn't quite capitalize. Kihei did, and some of the other guys did. But defensively, Proctor made a couple big-time drives where I thought we had him, kind of dead in the water. But it's the ability to slide, whether you can keep your arm in here and not bail a guy out at the end, and just, you got to have your teammates covering for you, but it's through, there's no substitute. We just work. We work at it. Reese is quick. He's got great instincts, and I thought Kihei and Reese were for the most part right on the ball today, and that was a key as well.